Welcome everyone to the castle, the old Minutemen stronghold when it was under the command of General McCann, who will be making an appearance later in the video. So this place is a settlement, and if you do clear it before Preston gives you the quest for retaking independence, it will give you a unique bit of dialogue with them that I've never actually seen before. I always clear it out with them when I'm doing the quest. There's a guns and bullets magazine here for your collection. Plasma, the weapon of tomorrow. Gives your ballistic weapons 5% extra critical damage. It's always good to collect a load of them. The radio transmitter here is quite unique. Powered up, and it will recruit up to 5 Minutemen and loads of settlers for this settlement. So Old Fort Independence has seen better days. There's 2 massive holes on either side of the castle. And, well, the place is overgrown, debris, and loads of mirelurks. You'll need to clear all of them out, whether you're doing the quest or whether you are doing it before Preston asks you to. But it comes with a lot of fantastic benefits. This entire setup here, once unlocked, will give you access to not only an internally wired system, you can see the electrics running through all these wee points, which means you can wire up everything super easy. Build a few artillery placements, and it comes with its own pre-built water purifier, which you can add plenty more. And if you use the little exploit, where you store a weapon, preferably one that's heavily modded, and as you store it, take it out, store it, it will increase your settlement size. Do be careful about all the eggs though. A lot of the Mirelurk hatchlings can build up, and at higher difficulties, and well, your Minutemen could all be taken down. You'll have to take down all the wee critters yourself. Now let's talk about this thing right here. There is a bit of rubble that needs to be removed in order for you to access the armory. And you can only do that when Ronnie Shaw shows up in the quest Old Guns. So we'll head into the first room here. It was their kitchen where they cooked everything, get some first aid, and whatever is left over from the previous Minuteman garrison. There's some missiles about, which should give you a hint as to what happens once you are taking it. A Mirelurk Queen will appear and try and ruin your day. This in here is their meeting room, where you'll get a missile launcher. And the ability to clear this rubble, which gives you access down to the tunnels. So we'll pretend that Ronnie is with us, and we'll go on in. The biggest problem too here is actually the mines. They send items flying, so you'll have to be very careful when wandering about. I'll show you where all the mines are. There's number 2. See these old tunnels that run underneath? Not built built way back when. Look at all the cement, cannonballs. It's great. Keep your eye to the floor. There's frags everywhere. Like right there. And this pesky one. Take it out. You'll get all the food you can eat. Fusion cells, laser muskets. Lots of things that the Minutemen left behind. Oh, take that out. Little turret setup. Now there is a boss at the end of this. Take the fusion core. And anything else you can find lying around. Some meds they were making. It's quite the stronghold. Oh. Well, I obviously had to miss one of them. So, watch out for that last one. You hear movement, you hear Sarge, and you're like, oh. This is the Minuteman sentry bot, presumably? But he ain't friendly. So you'll have to take him down using Ronnie and whoever else you can get to. The security terminal here is inaccessible because Ronnie is the one that unlocks it. This is about as far as you can get without Ronnie showing up. Now, let's say Ronnie was here. It would let you into this room where you can find the remains of General McCann, who's currently carrying 100 plasma cartridges and the Minuteman General's uniform, alongside some unique wine, Amontillado, and a security terminal. Have a little read. User logs. Attacked in the night. Last night, about 0200, I was awoken by a crash that shook the whole castle. Lieutenant Foster reported that some huge creature had breached the western wall. I sent him to the radio for reinforcements while I used the tunnels to lock down the armory. Shortly after the second crash, caved in the only other exit from the tunnel. The only thing I can think of large enough to do it is a behemoth. And if super mutants have taken the courtyard, I can't risk the artillery falling into their hands. All I can do for now is set up defences and wait for someone to dig me out. Bolstered my position. It's now clear that we must have lost the battle. I've heard something pounding the armory door, but the walls will fall in before that door gives way. In this case, in case they attempt to clear the rubble from my quarters, I've set up all defences that were left down here. I don't like to think about super mutants using our artillery against helpless settlements. I'm running low on water, but I still hope that the survivors will regroup and mount a counterattack in time. Final entry. This will likely be my final entry. My supplies have all but run out. And I've given up hope that rescue is coming. The only thing left is an old case of wine I found. I know it's only going to make the dehydration worse, but at this point I'd rather meet my fate with a toast. General McGann, Commonwealth, Minutemen. You can open the door from this side, although I don't know why or how you'd want to do that. And then there's this. Apparently this is a reference to Edgar Allan Poe's Cask of Amontillado. Well, there you go. You learn something new every day. Into the West Bastion. And this is what gives us access to the armory. Pressing the button won't do anything, as you do need to provide some power to this place, which is why old guns is required for you to do this. Moving into our armory. You can find plenty of turrets. And our ammo box here that has artillery, smoke grenades, and a flare. These do respawn over time. Then artillery supplies in the schematic. This will allow you to build artillery, and Ronnie Shaw will take you through that. And then you'll have artillery support. I don't use it all that much. In fact, I don't think I've ever used it. But it's a cool thing to have, and if you set them up at all your settlements and you're facing down some stiff resistance, well, you can't really beat that, can you? There's also a load of mods for your laser muskets, unique ones that you don't really find anywhere else, so that's pretty cool. And then you exit back on out. So let's talk about this place in terms of a settlement. Very large radius, one of the largest in the game. Not Spectacle Island large, but it's still pretty big. In terms of defenses, the enemies will attack from both of the giant gaping holes that you have in your castle, and perhaps even from this way, which means you only have 3 places that you need to defend from. And if you set up enough defenses over here, you mightn't even need to worry about this entrance. I do know that they often come from this direction, though. That actually leads on to a little unmarked shack that's guarded by Mirelurks near a boat, which I presume would have took people over to Spectacle Island, which is not that far away. This is a powerhouse when it comes to water, and you'll be able to build a ton of water purifiers, although make sure you build adequate defenses to make up for all the added water. As for farming, again, another very large area in the middle here. You can set up bedding inside the interiors and lots of shops and really make use of all the interior wiring that this place has. Once you power it up, loads of the lights will turn on. And yeah, life is pretty good here. Once you clear a lot of the debris, and in fact, the Minutemen will clear a lot of the debris for you once you clear it out in that quest sign. They won't do it beforehand, but they will clean it up, get rid of a lot of the eggs, the nests, and just make the place look pretty pretty good. And yeah, it's got great selection of supply lines, and once you set it up, it'll be a much safer place to navigate. Now, this little place over here, Ivan's, or should it say Sullivan's, was the full name of the sign when you look it up in the game files. It constantly respawns loot. It's also where you'll meet Preston in order to attack the castle later on down the line. I know what you're thinking. Is there anything in the water? And with it drained away, you can see the answer is not really. There's the odd Mirelurk or two still sitting. And there is a boat in the middle. It has a little suitcase on it. But nothing too exciting. I don't think the Queen is even here. Oh no, the Queen is here. The Queen is hiding. It's funny. The Queen is... It's funny the Queen is always here. Like, there's no way to really attract her until you do attack the nest and you know, shake things up, and then she appears. But it's pretty awesome to know that she's always watching, she's always here. And that pretty much covers the castle. Also, look how deep the water is. That's one thing about the Fallout map, like, it is deep. Massive canyons running across, sunken super tankers. The water's where it's at. Anyways, I'll be heading over to Spectacle Island to have a look at that next. The last point I will make on the castle is Ronnie Shaw does sell a unique weapon the last minute, so once you get her, do be sure to take advantage and get that really awesome Gauss rifle for yourself. Thank you, see you over there.